This is Eagle Al, and today I will be talking about Fletcher Cox. He might be out against the Rams. Is it Moro Ojomo time? Will he finally be activated? Also, Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins said the Eagles are battle tested, and that's why he believed the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. But let's get straight into it. All right, so before we get straight into it, it looks like, and I'm gonna play the clip here, that Cooper Cup is going to be playing. Cooper Cup is going to be playing. I know Matthew Stafford is dealing with like some weird hip injury, so we got to go get after him. We definitely got to go get after him. And let's talk about it, man. Fletcher Cox, man. I'll tell you, the Eagles take forever. When I say forever to come out with the injury report. Practice be over by 12. They come out with the injury report like at 6, 7 o'clock. It's like, yo, why it take them so long to come out with the injury report? So I seen this. I'm like, okay, we knew Covey was dealing with a concussion. More than likely, he's going to miss the game. But Fletcher Cox and this back injury, I'm like, I didn't hear that. I didn't even hear him getting hurt in the game. Cam Jurgens, we heard about his foot. He gonna miss several weeks. We got Marlon T triceps. He did not practice. Sidney Brown was limited today, hamstring. Justin Evans' neck, full participation, and Quez Watkins' hamstring, full participation. All right, so I'm like, okay, the Fletcher Cox thing is weird. You know, he's been balling out his mind. Didn't hear no injuries or anything like that. So this comes out, and this is Philadelphia Eagles Central, and they got this from Ian Rappaport. Defensive lineman Fletcher Cox could miss this week's game against the Rams after undergoing an epidural injection procedure, according to Ian Rappaport. The expectation is that he will only miss one game at most. I know I tried to, I actually wanted to talk to my wife about this before she went to sleep. The epidural injection, mind you, I'm thinking of football. I'm about to ask her, like, how, when you know you had our kids, how long it took you to recover from the epidural injection? But for what I remember, with my son, it was like damn near immediate. I think like 2-3 days she was fine after it. With my daughter, I know it took her like a week or two. Like it took a while for her to recover, like getting her back feeling right after taking a shot after giving birth. But I'm comparing football to giving birth. The woman that watched me, please don't come at me. I'm just saying epidural injection, birth. That's what I know it by. So and this guy's a freak athlete, so more than likely he might miss the week. I wouldn't actually be surprised if he played, but I start thinking like, man, honestly, this is the time we get to see the future. I tried to look at it in a positive light. I'm like, okay, Marlon T might be out, and Fletcher Cox, they definitely gonna elevate Moro Ojomo, because our future is honestly right now is Jalen Carter, is Jordan Davis, is Milton Williams, and Moro Ojomo. That's our future. Fletcher Cox is going to retire soon. Marlon T might be around. I know Kadavius Street is a little, I won't say older, but he's getting there. So, but basically, those are four: Jalen Carter, Moro Ojomo, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter, Moro Ojomo, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams. Those are four. And I'm like, well, we actually get to see them play and see what they got. I hope this don't linger for too long with Fletcher Cox. This injection, making his back or anything feel uncomfortable, because usually you get those type of shots when you're trying to avoid pain. So he probably was going through some back pain after the game and decided to get the shot to ease the pain. Fletcher Cox is turning 33 soon, so them hits, they start adding up. But this definitely was a shocker. again, Fletcher Cox, I think he got the second or the most QB hits. He been unguardable one-on-one. So somebody's going to be one-on-one. Mel Williams, his snap count might go up. Jalen Carter snap count might go up. Everybody's snap count is going to go up. Even Kadarius Street, we're going to see him in there more. And hopefully we get to see a little Moro, Ojomo. But again, I'm trying to look at it the bright way. It's like, well, we get to see the young guys play. And if it was any week, I would prefer to be this week or the Jets week, because we got some hard teams coming up after these 2 games. So if there's any game you'll want Fletcher Cox to rest, it might be the Rams or the Jets. So hopefully, again, Fletcher Cox get his body right and get ready for the Jets. You know, we could knock them off in New Jersey. And again, man, shocker, pure shocker, because the Eagles take so long with the injury report. This could have probably been out early and I could have reported on it, but now you guys see it today in the morning. All right, so let's get into the next topic. Malcolm Jenkins said the Eagles are battle tested, and that's why he believed the Eagles are better than the 49ers. But let me go ahead and play this clip.
Have been untested, and I think what I like to see in teams early on in the season is, can you come back? You know, if you deal with some injuries, do you have some depth? When you have some adversity, can you answer that? Because later in the season, when those games get closer and you know things are on the line, you already know you can prove it. And I think the Eagles have proven that already. The 49ers have looked phenomenal. They in every single game, like you said, they're a well-oiled machine, but I want to see what that looks like as things go on.
So basically what you're saying, Malcolm, is let's see what Brock Purdy's made of. Because I know you ain't got no questions about Debo.
Not at all.
You ain't got Ayuk.
Not at all.
George Kittle.
Not
Kyle
at all.
Shanahan.
Not at all.
Then you talking about Brock Purdy. That's what you're talking about,
It's a team sport, man. You know, but I think, yeah, that's part of it. You want to see what that looks like.
Be in some battles against some real tough teams.
Yeah, you want
see what he can do. He's seen Jalen Hurts do it, and he hasn't.
We haven't seen
Brock Purdy, which is fair.
We haven't really seen him do it. The biggest test that he's had was the playoff game against Dallas. Yeah. And their offense wasn't potent that game, so that remains.
Right, I agree with Malcolm Jenkins said. You know, Shannon Sharp, I couldn't really play the whole clip, but Shannon Sharp was saying something like, well, the 49ers looking like a well-oiled machine. They look good. Everything is flowing from last year to this year, this and that. But he like, one thing I could say about the Eagles, I seen them win in different ways. The defense, the offense, the special teams look great. But all we need right now is all of it to come together at one point. And we've been dealing with injuries. So some of these games, you got to give us the benefit of the doubt. Like the Vikings game, like our whole secondary is damn near depleted. You know, so as we get healthier, it's like a 2 steps forward and 4 steps back, because we get healthier now. Fletcher Cox dealing with what he dealing with. But again, I do agree with everything Malcolm Jenkins said. The Eagles are battle tested, and people used that to criticize us last year, but now this year is different. Like, for example, last year it was like, oh, y'all schedule easy, y'all blowing people out, so when y'all getting close games, it's going to be harder for y'all to win. Y'all not technically battle tested. But now we battle tested. It's like, oh, they struggling against easy teams. But if you knew our personnel, we damn near haven't even been healthy, and we still pulling off wins. Offense again, cooking. Jalen Hurts getting it. He's getting it going. Most passing yards the past 2 weeks. Swift been hot since week 2. The defense is just getting healthier and healthier. We made a good signing. Then you got Sidney Brown and Justin Evans coming back. Again, that's what I like about this team. Just slightly better than the last team is that I could look at this team right now. Yeah, we don't look the best. Is there some things we could work on? Sure. But there's one thing I could say about this team. This team is battle tested. That's the word, battle tested. Short video today. Wanted to give y'all a short one. Only wanted to talk about 2 topics. I know I talked about Cooper Kupp being back just a little bit. He's going to be tough to, to deal with, because it's going to be interesting. And I didn't even talk about this. It's going to be interesting what we do as far as elevation, because we're going to elevate Brandon Mann. So that means we're probably not going to elevate the new slot receiver we got again in this game. We're going to have to elevate Tyler Steen because the injury to the guard position. We want to be safe at that. So we might elevate Tyler Steen and the punter. The new cornerback we just signed might have to stay on the practice squad at least another week. So it's going to be interesting what they do in that slot position. They on the slide Sidney Brown down there. We'll see. Then they're going to elevate more than likely Moro Ojomo because we down 2 defensive tackles more than likely. They're going to elevate him and probably elevate Tyler Steen. So it's going to be interesting what this team do in the slot. And I will be watching it. So if there was any time Sidney Brown wanted to make a mark, I guess I'm going overtime with this. It should be now. Because if Sidney Brown slip up any way, shape, or form or fashion, they're going to try to redshirt him. So I think he's going to step up and play the best that he can play. Because that Puka, whatever his name is, kid, then you got Cooper Kupp coming back at the resting for the last 4 weeks. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. But again, Stafford and that hit, I'm not saying attack the hit. What I'm saying is that it's going to be hard for him to move around if his hip is hurting. So our defensive line should be able to get there. He's a statue. He's definitely a statue. He's not going to be moving around like Sam Howell. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Fletcher Cox injury. Malcolm Jenkins saying we battle tested. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm up.